for 15 years, and I was already the first employee at a startups, so with 3 people. So I got used to solving problems fairly quickly or on my own. So I got used to that, and which led me then to also found my own startup, which but I was very naive, or I didn't know much about business, so that didn't go too well. And on the side, to get some money, I started freelancing. So I got one client by accident, one small one, and then a bigger one that I had for a while now through an agency, so not direct contact. And I think I got a bit burnt out, which I didn't do much for like 2 years. I only had this one client, but then I was like, oh, I would like to actually work with other clients as well, but the market has gotten worse and I don't know where to start. And then Hugo here contacted me just and wrote me, hey, I can help you get clients. And that's how that started. And I, with his help, with the process, I actually got now 2 new clients, which I wouldn't have believed before. So yeah, that's my short introduction.
Nice. And Achim, could you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Tell me.
I don't know. I was just saying, yeah, what we want to show is just like the rough outline of how we achieved that.
Yes. And Achim, can you just tell people so that they know a little bit about like the type of clients, like how much they pay you, like what's the value?
Well, like the latest one, you mean like how much a month? Like around? Yeah, like let's say it's around 7K each client, maybe around. Well, it depends a bit, of course, on the workload, but around that number.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. And these clients, I'm not sure if you guys, I'm sure everybody here is accustomed to going to meetings with clients, with jobs or whatever, right? And what Achim told me is that, like before, like with his job, you always gotta jump on these meetings, right? Like every day, they're boring, like it's not very efficient. And these kind of meetings that, they don't actually use that much of your time. Is that right, Achim?
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, the one client I had for a while, that was more like traditional with all those meetings, but the 2 new ones I got, it's far less meetings. So I just check in like weekly or like 3 days a week with that one. So, but then that's basically it. And only if there's any questions, then I'll have some calls, but otherwise I'll just work on my task and then present that. And so if they say, oh, it's okay, good, then the next one. So it's way more independent work. Yes, you can better choose when to work on it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to give you, for the time we have, guys, the most important things, like divided by 3 bullet points, I guess. And bear in mind, this is the first time, I'm doing this way. I've done this kind of workshops before, but this way is the first time. So if any of you guys have questions or something, you can just raise and ask me directly. But these are the 3 main things that we thought that we could take on, that it's the most valuable here. And then, you guys can ask questions. We can move on from there. So first is client attraction. So this means how you get these business owners to book calls with you. They're already interested in hiring a dev like you and have budgets. Second, business meetings, how you perform those business meetings once you are on the meeting with the person and they're really serious. And they're really seriously trying to hire someone special, someone good to help them long term. And then thirdly, client conversion, how you then actually convert that lead, right, that potential client after speaking with them, and how you then onboard them, sign them up so that you can work with them and impact their business and help them really achieve their goals. That's what it's all about. So those are the 3 main steps. And then, at the end, I guess we can open up for like general questions. I was just thinking, like, does anybody, is it okay for people here to introduce themselves, like 1 minute introduction? So like you can, who wants to go? Maybe we can start with Orson.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I started a company with my partner, Ahem. We were originally trying to get into software security, but the amount of impasses that we were running into trying to get companies to hire us, but we weren't big enough and we didn't have enough what was it, reputation basically behind us. So there was no trust and no reviews or anything, because we're trying to break into it. We eventually were like, okay, so the security market, it's very locked down. So we broke into a different market with just helping companies achieve any of their goals through because lots of companies these days want to move through AI automation. They want things.
Orson, just quickly, 1 minute introduction about yourself as a dev.
Oh, about me as a dev?
Yes, as a person.
As a person, I have been in the IT space since I was about 15, and I've learned basic, dev practices, programming, development, and then I went over into more of the systems engineering. So I'm really a back-end plumber at this point.
Okay, amazing, awesome. Florian?
What?
Florian's introduction. Thank you, Orson. Thank you.
My name is Florian. I'm a startup and business founder myself, and I've been in full stack development for the past 11 years now. And my focus is on mobile and web apps. And I've basically done everything from start to finish, meaning conceptualizing, designing apps, writing front-end and back-end code, but also deploying and maintaining code or the apps afterwards. And that's about it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Ahem.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Ahem. I've been in IT in general for about 22 years, so I'm the oldest guy I'm assuming here. In IT security and cybersecurity for about 10 years. I started doing some development when Orson and I we started the company, but I do like to break things. I understand how it works. Really, my main focus is Docker and containers. Also, from a security perspective, I do like social engineering and do threat modeling and threat intel. Ronnie?
Okay. Iran?
Hey guys, my name's Imran. I'm from Australia, Perth. I've been a software engineer for about 10 years, mainly working for companies. I haven't actually had my own startup or anything. I've tried freelancing and other stuff here and there. Tried my apps, my own websites and stuff. But other than that, been a full-time software engineer, currently working from home, remote. So that's me.
Thank you. Alexander?
Hi guys. Yeah, I'm 33 years. I'm Alexander. I'm project engineer for 4 years right now. I was working on project engineer on crypto and NFT space for 4 years, dedicating mobile, web, and SaaS development. Yeah, I'm on the IT space from very young, less than 10 years. So yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Awais?
Hello, everyone. I'm Awais. Nice to meet you all. I'm a software developer for the last 20 plus years, way too long. I've been developing mobile apps for 10 plus years. Initially, mostly Android, now a bit of iOS, mostly freelance work through agencies. I recently started my own sort of service, software as a service for the rail sector, rail timetable planning and so on. And I'm looking to expand that.
Thank you. Suraj?
Hi guys, all right. Hugo just sent me this link.
Yes. So introduction, like short introduction about yourself as a dev, as a person.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, my name's Siraj. I live in London, UK. I'm a software developer. I work at a company called Sky TV. Today is actually my 11-year anniversary on the dot. So I joined as like an apprentice and just sort of worked my way up to like a senior level. But I've also started several businesses over the past couple of years. Obviously, COVID really changed a lot, especially when you started working from home. So I felt like I had a lot of spare capacity, you know. So yeah, I've got like, I'm in property. My girlfriend runs like a bookkeeping business, so I help her a lot on that. And I run my own tech firm now as well, which I've been operating for about a year. And I just jumped off on a call with some of the people I work with on that one. So yeah, doing pretty well. I'm planning to like transition away from the 9 to 5, so I'm kind of doing a bit of a hybrid thing at the moment where I've got my main income, which is my Sky income, and then hopefully if the business takes off, then I can do less hours with my main job. But you know, it's a bit of a like, you know, put one foot in the door without actually, you know, committing all the way. Because obviously my girlfriend runs a business herself, so she's a bit more of a, you know, the income's up and down, whereas I'm the bit more of a stable one. So we kind of work quite well together in that sense. Yeah, that's really it.
Okay, thank you, Suraj. And just a side note, guys, Suraj has been very. I couldn't remember him because I've been very busy, but because we're friends, I sent him just recently. I sent him like this link for him to join, because he was my client. I think 5 years ago when I first started helping devs, and that was different. That was when I was helping devs with more kind of soft skills and like communication skills, social skills and stuff. At the time, can you just like 1 minute, Suraj, just tell everybody like what was the situation back then and how is it now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was about 6 years ago. It's like literally COVID was just happening, and I remember we were actually the lockdown hadn't started yet, but then we had to, I remember then lockdown happened, and you know, our sessions were we had to do a lot of things just, you know, like this on a video call. But yeah, basically at the time, you know, I was doing my job at Sky, but I wasn't really going into those sort of leadership positions, senior positions. I didn't really have much of a chance because no one had ever taught me about the soft skills. You know, it's quite easy to learn technical hard skills, but you know, teaching someone how to be a team leader, communicate better, these are actually way more important when it comes into senior leadership and of course running your own business as well. Obviously the skills that you learn when you become more of a senior also sort of go hand in hand socially as well. So you know, I wasn't very confident when it came to approaching girls, so Hugo really helped me with that side of things as well. And it's crazy how those two things sort of link. And yeah, honestly, my life sort of transformed after working with Hugo. Actually, I became a lot more confident. I was getting sort of promotion after promotion at Sky, so I'm in a very comfortable position now. I know what I'm doing, and it doesn't take much effort for me to do my job now, which is amazing. And I think it's all because of Hugo. And then again, on the girls front, bloody hell, you know, I got a lot more confident, and you know, I'm actually planning to propose to my girlfriend next week. Actually, I've got a ring now. And again, I don't think I'd be in this position if it wasn't for this guy. So yeah, that's my 1 minute.
Thank you, Suraj. Yeah, we became good friends because at the time I was in London. So yeah, it's been great. But because guys, like I feel that this industry, like the whole internet space, is full of like marketing shit, you know. But I'm like I can proud myself of being some of the people that has been working on this. I've been working on this for 10 years. In the beginning, I was just helping devs for free, you know, because I really like this kind of the software developers. I'm now learning software development myself, to build websites, to build stuff. And you know, I really think like an engineer. And I think like software developers are so intelligent, they should be able to build their lives and make money, and you know, and I think they have so much potential. So that's why I really do this. So yeah, guys. So I guess we can advance to the business part, which first topic is from this is all from experience. You know, I try to have my own experience, see what worked, what doesn't, and then try to compact that, summarize that and share it. And so the first bullet point is client attraction. Pardon. So yeah, this is basically how do you get founders, business leaders, business owners, so the ICP, like your ideal client persona, the type of companies, the people that you actually really want to work with, and they actually have budget to invest on you, and they're looking to hire someone like you right now, how to get them on a call, right? One-on-one, so you can speak with them and demonstrate value and say, hey, what's the problem? I can help you, right? What's going to happen if you don't solve that problem, right? What's going to happen if you solve that problem and achieve that goal? I can help you, right? I can help you. I have the skills to help you. I can help you. So is anybody been having some troubles with client attraction? Yeah, Florian, please, you can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my business currently is basically based on having one main client, and it's been difficult to attract new clients. What I'm trying now is LinkedIn outreach. I've been focusing on startup founders, but to be honest with you, startup founders usually have no money because they are founders, as many of us know already. And now I'm shifting towards smaller businesses, which I assume are your clients as well, but I'm just starting it right now. So there's a lot to learn, and I haven't been able yet to attract any kind of calls or meetings with them where I could position myself and offer a great value to them. Yeah, that's about it.
And again, Florian, what do you think is the main thing that is blocking you from getting these businesses on calls with you?
Well, right now, so I've just changed my strategy when it comes to outreach. So I haven't really tested it yet. I'm missing the data right now, to be honest. But I would assume the most important thing is to get them on the first call, because usually in the past, whenever I got them on the first call, I was able to make a contract out of it, because I was able to provide enough value, or they could understand what kind of value I could provide. But yeah, it's getting them to the first call, right? So that they're able to, or that they're willing to say, well, I'm willing to spend half an hour with you on a call, because usually they are very busy and they say no to basically everything. So that's the most critical step, in my opinion.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Orson?
Yeah, so I would say the hardest part is one, finding the people. And then when you finally get into a call and they ask price and they find out everything they want to do costs them the moon, and they're like, oh, okay. And then you try to negotiate, and then it always feels like it's a race to the bottom, just to try to get a client. That's where our company has the hardest part. Getting someone to say, hey, it's $7,000 for this work. They're like, oh, that's a lot of money, so it's getting someone to pay.
Got it. So it's both for you, Orson, finding those qualified leads,
yeah,
and having that conversation for conversion.
Yes, 100% conversion.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Anybody else wants to intervene about this topic?
Yeah, so I started off from like a consumer model initially for my apps, B2C subscriptions, and now I think I'm keen to explore the B2B area, because I do have a service and SDKs which I think some clients might find useful. But I think the problem I have is finding the time in addition to my freelance work, and secondly, wearing a business hat that I'm probably not very experienced with, like how to reach out to who to reach, how to do the sales pitch, and how to sell your business model.
Okay. So for you, always has been mostly to find and identify your audience, who would be your ideal client persona, and then follow through onto how to find exactly the exact people that you want to work with.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else wants to share?
I can add that yes, actually knowing who you want to attract or who your ideal client persona is was very, in the beginning for me, also very difficult to actually figure out. That took me a long while and some trial and error there as well. So, but I think this is also one of the most important points to actually know who you want to work with, who you like working with, figuring this out.
Okay. Okay, let me look just on my notes here. Okay. Yeah, so is there, so I get your guys' problem. So generally is to how I find my ideal client, how I identify my ideal client, and how I find them, and how I get on a call with them. I think that's kind of what I'm hearing. And like Florian also mentioned the data part of it, which is very important, because like a business, right? There's so many different components and variables, right? So we have something that we call market data, which is where it's like a database where we have all these people that are hiring right now, and we also have the notes on the circumstance, right? And not only their circumstances, our circumstances, different stages as we progress through. And it's not a CRM, by the way. CRMs nowadays are more confusing than clarifying. So we have something much simpler than that. But it's not about actually the document or the tool or whatever. It's about the content that you have inside, right? So yeah, that's one of the components as well. Not just how you understand the data, but how you identify those points that you need to identify in order to then take the next step, right? Because all the business is, right, is it has like a structure. You have a structure, right? And then in order to move forward, right, you got to have first the first structure, then the second structure, then the third structure, right? That's why I have these 3 bullet points: client attraction, business meetings, and conversion, right? But if you're trying to convert already, right, trying to sell, but you still don't have the first stage, right, it's not going to be possible. Or maybe some people can convert but very low tickets, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's like you always, from my experience, I always try to look at the root cause of the problems by asking why, like going deep, like why? If I'm in this situation, why I'm here, why this happens, and then just go down asking more questions, to do with the actual problem to find the root. And then once you find the root, then it's more clarifying, right? And you can look at, okay, I know this actual problem, everything just comes from this one thing, right? So then you can kind of have a different view, more enlightening view, and then you can move on from there, right? Try to find a solution. Okay, so let me see the time. Okay, I can. Yeah.
I just wanted to add on the attraction part. We also improved my LinkedIn profile and CV and website to be more optimal for attracting my ideal client personas. So that I think also helps, because before then I didn't really know how to write there, and it was very technical, I think, also, and generic. So then it got more specific to what I do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's people, his ICP, when they go to his profile, right, they can differentiate Achim from all the other people that they, in their perception, right, is not really what they're looking for, or like they're like, what is it? Like you've seen like all these websites that you go on the website and you just scrolling back and forth trying to understand what they're talking about, right? So it's like people do that, right? People don't like go and like analyze it, thoroughly. They don't care, right? People just go 1 second, and like if they don't understand, they're like, okay, next, like, I don't have time for this, right? So like when they jump on your profile, or when they see your CV or whatever it is, right, it needs to jump off the canvas, right, and really, I found software developer that builds software to help me. Oh yes, right. So it's like But if they hear like, that's why like I'm sometimes always talking about this, like all these programming languages, they're very important, right? Java, Python, HTML, all this so important, right? But as far as communication, with the time that you do have, right, for someone to look at you and have a conversation, you gotta speak their language, right? Website or LinkedIn or whatever, like we did, to act in order for them to understand what you're saying, right? And actually take the plunge to jump on calls, because they got, their time is limited. But they do have a problem, so they will make that decision because that's what's going to solve the problem, right? If they can connect with you. And so that's a little bit about what we've been doing for solving this first hurdle of the client attraction. So that's kind of the gist of it about client attraction. Does anybody has any questions about this before we move on to the next topic, business meetings? Okay. And by the way, I'm still new to this, so I might not be able to see everyone's face with the people that we have here. I think 10 people now. So if you want to interject or something, feel free to unmute yourself or just use that button, raise hand, if you want to ask questions. Okay. So next, business meetings. So business meetings, it's basically all about how you get business meetings, right? How you actually track the data and get the business meetings, because it's not just one business meeting and then they're going to give you $1 million, right? It's like with Achim, before he got his 2 B2B clients, right? We had other rejections, right? A lot of people think, I was rejected once, I'm going to quit, and never get out of my bed anymore, right? No, right? This is just a part of the process, right? Just the rejection is just
there was a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And being ghosted as well, even after a meeting that didn't go so bad, but then nothing afterwards at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you should expect. It's exactly like, have you guys heard about the 80-20 rule? Which is like the 20% of the results come from 80% of your action taking. So, like everything in nature and everything like that, like maybe, for example, 20% of the people that I invited are here, So like most of the people maybe that I invited, they're not here, right? But you know what I mean? So we still need to move on in life and progress and try our best, right? But that happens. Like the 20% rule is really just nature. And so, that's one of the things is expect rejection. You got to go on volume, right? That's why sometimes it takes some time out of your day, and you might not have time. You got to, be smart with how you expend your energy, right? To be able to not only to, help your client, make sure he's happy, right? But then on the sides, progress. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. So I think that part, right? The energy, being smart with your energy, the 80-20 principle for when you do reach out, right? Or the conversations you had, you need to understand that you want a lot of people. You want to speak with a lot of people. Like, how many calls, Achim, did we have from the beginning till once we got the client every week?
That's a good question. But at least probably 2 to 3 calls a week. Probably at least, yes.
Yeah. 2 or 3 calls a week, qualified calls, mostly qualified calls with business leaders or business owners, founders. Every week they're already interested. They're already seeing your profile, and we having conversation with these guys one-on-one. So, and taking notes, right? That's the data part as well, right? Taking notes and they're saying, okay, what happened that call? Oh, what I need to do next call,
Yeah.
And preparation, right, Achim, as well, preparation.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did preparation. Also, we practiced role playing before. So Hugo played the part of the business leader you're talking to, and he brought up certain scenarios as well. How do you react to those? Like, oh, how much is it gonna cost? Like this example, what do you say to that? And all these different scenarios. So that really helped me also to prepare for that mentally, especially when we did it directly before the call. Then that put me in the right spot so that I was focused already on it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was doing it in German as well.
Well, you tried at this point.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, and bear in mind that all this, like the industries that I've been connecting with are Germany, from Germany. There's a lot of good companies in Germany hungry for devs right now, hiring the right ones, the right consultants, software developers, software creators. They just care about results, mostly like these guys that we've been mostly focused on. It's not like so much those big corporations, right? Then you get hired and then you get lost there, right? So many people that nobody knows what's happening, right? It's so difficult to make an impact and advance with your own strategies, right? To help them actually get results. And then you can actually, have things on your terms. With these corporations, it's very difficult to do that. So the type of companies that we've been looking at and that I've seen that it's been working best for this SaaS business is not so much the corporations, right? But the more like SMEs type of companies, right? And different variations of that, who have their business owner and their founders executing on the actual development of the company. They actually care, right? All these corporations, you don't even see who's the boss, right? They hide themselves, right? But with this kind of small companies, the person comes on, right? And they're really interested in getting solutions, right? And because it's their lives, right? It's very important. And they have reasons to be able to, that motivates them for life and actually make an impact and achieve their goals. So yeah, so those are the companies that we've seen that works best, because those other corporations is more like the job, right? I hope people here, they're not interested in like the traditional job, right, anymore, right? You already passed that point. Now you want to have your own business, right? Because those jobs, that's going to be a whole different world that's going to kind of move behind. And it's kind of like you don't have any freedom with that. So that's kind of my take on it. Okay, so we talked about client attraction. We talked about business meetings. Is there anybody that has a more specific question regarding the business meetings aside to what we've been mentioning and speaking about? Just 1 second. Hi, my last meeting finished a few meetings ago, but we discuss where do we find. Can you just talk, Leo? I'm sorry. Leo is someone that I believe he works on a co-working space that I work as well here in Florida. Leo, hi, Leo.
Oh, hi, Hugo.
Hi, Leo. What's up, man?
Hey, sorry.
Is it possible? Can you introduce yourself and just ask that question, please? And if you can, just unlock your camera.
Well, I just left the meeting, so
Okay.
I'm not somewhere where it's good to like turn on my my camera. But that's
Okay.
what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Couldn't type very well. Did we discuss where we would find these 2 to 3 qualified customers?
Where you would find them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I usually use for this, I use primarily LinkedIn.
Okay. So cold approach of like cold approach.
Yes. Cold approach and warm approach, both. For example, myself, I just joined that co-working space, right? So I actually already met business people there, right? So actually, that's a good question, Leo, because that actually comes down to who you are as a person, right? because nowadays I get people attracted to me. They're already business owners. They just speak with me. They just reach out to me in person, where I am in co-working spaces and stuff. They're like, hey man, like, how's it going? Like, what do you do? And I found out they have a business, you know. So and they have a lot of money. So like that really comes down to the other part that we actually work on when I work with my clients, and that really changes lives, like it did for Achim and Suraj, which is what we call the self-identity, which is changing yourself as a person as well to the type of person that you need to be to become more of a person that you need to become, right, to achieve your goals more effortlessly. Maybe in this case for devs, like more like being more like a business person rather than just a technical person, right? Both. And so, yeah, to respond to your question, Leo, let me just look at the time. Okay. Using that, right, that self-development, that we actually have specific strategies on how to do that to upgrade your self-identity. Because I've gone through that as well. I was a fucking nerd as well, you know, growing up in the beginning of my life, and now I'm better. And then using that on LinkedIn and offline as well, wherever you are when you work. You know, if you work at a co-working space or wherever you go, right, your friends, then you start getting friends, right? Like a lot of Suraj met some of my friends, I believe, and I met his friends as well, right? So when you make these connections, right, you get to tap into their network, and you get to tap into their friends, right? You get to tap into their reality, so to speak, right? And that really impacts not only the business side, but your personal life, right? What you want to do. I met a big guy at this working space that he's also a surfer, and I'm trying to learn surf. You know what I mean? And he's from Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? I met Arson.
Yes.
I met Arson at church.
Nick? Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Guillaume also was my past client. He just can't come in now. He was in that. Guillaume, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I cannot see your face. I'm sorry. Maybe this is the tech.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. And when I started working with Guillaume, like 5 years ago as well, he had a real estate business, and he was in that real estate business. Then he overcame that. He's making bags of money right now. I don't even want to talk with Guillaume because he's going to tell you all these bags of money he's been making. So, but yeah, maybe before we move on, guys, let's give space for the new people. If you guys okay, if anybody here, guys, wants to say something, right? Just feel free to interject. We still have like how much we have? I think with this kind of group call, the way it is, I need to kind of upgrade to get unlimited time on these group calls. But I think for now, I believe, because that's what I saw online, that we only have actually just 1 hour. So we started this at 9:30 my time, so it's going to go until 10:30. So that's going to be, we have 17 minutes. So Guillaume, go ahead and just introduce yourself. Just introduce yourself, 1 minute introduction, because we don't have much time than that.
What can I say? I'm 36 years old, based in France. I am a tech entrepreneur. I used to be a nerd guy, just doing some development for some company, and I've worked with Hugo on my personal development and all the marketing side to get clients. And it was it opened me a lot of stuff. It got me some idea and some vision of stuff that I didn't know I could do and could exist. And so it really helped me to grow personally and professionally on the marketing and sales side. And now I'm making good money. And I'm still working for myself as an entrepreneur, and I will keep doing that.
Nice. Thank you, Guillaume.
No worries.
There's someone else also that joined, No, am I mistaken?
No,
No.
thanks.
Okay, no, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So moving on to the next step with the 15 minutes we've got left. Okay, so it's client conversion. I'm sorry. Client conversion. Yes, client conversion. So this is basically, I guess, the conversation, right? What do you say if anybody of you guys maybe already have some leads of your own, right? Or maybe you want to prepare for when you do have those leads and you don't want to mess it up, right? So this is how do you perform that call in order for you to actually close, maybe not on the first call, but on the second call, right? And close based on product market fit, right? Product market fit doesn't mean that you are punching, right? And punching on the person saying, hey man, pay me right now, and shouting. Sales is nothing to do with that, okay? This is a misconception. What it is it needs to be based on product market fit. Product market fit means that you can actually help them solve the problem and help them with the solution and achieve their goals. And then you will just trying to find out if that can actually be done effectively, right, on this conversation. It's called a discovery call, that you're going to go through this process to find why they are still in that problem, right? What's the biggest problem? Why it happens? And what's their ideal situation, right? If they want to really solve their biggest problem, they are aware of their biggest problem, and they know what is causing that problem, what's the root cause. Then moving on, right? You got to identify that, clarify that. Moving on. Okay, you want to solve that problem? Seriously? Yeah, it's very bad. What's going to happen if you don't solve that problem, right? Is it okay? If it's okay, bye. Because you cannot help him. It's okay, right? For them, they're not going to be committed, right? So it's not really a problem, you see? So, but when it's a problem, right, that they're really serious, they'll want to solve it, right, as soon as possible. So, okay, so we want to solve it. What would be the ideal result, right? By solving it, what you want instead? What would be the ideal situation in 6 months? What would be the ideal result? So we actually have a structure for this, a specific structure with the questions, like very simple, that makes everything easy and you can relax, right? Because if you have all these questions that you watch on YouTube and see all these things, and if you're not relaxed and not prepared and you didn't role play, right, you're gonna probably mess it up because they can see you're nervous and you're like, oh my God, like you cannot do that, right? And so you got to show professionalism. And so, by doing this, you'll be able to really understand what you need to do to convert your clients, again, based on product market fit, right? It's not going to be just a conversion where they're going to pay you and you're not going to deliver, you're going to run away, you're going to disappear, you're going to not know. That's why you should have this conversation seriously, right? And you probably should have your LinkedIn showing some kind of work that you've done in the past that you can demonstrate that you can do something to help these people. And then you then speak with them to try to find that situation they are in and what they want in the future, right? To see if this is a good fit. It's about the fit, because if you get the client, right, and then even if they pay you the first month, and then it's actually not a good fit, they will cancel the second month, right? They will say, oh, sorry, man, you're not really helping me, right? I thought you were one thing, now it's not the same thing. Okay, cancel, right? And then you go back to zero, right? You just wasted all this time, right? With not even getting to the people that actually could be a good fit long term, right? So you're missing that money, right? There's people out there that are a good fit right now for you if you know how to find them, right? So yeah, so that's kind of like the gist of it as far as the client conversions, like how you sign up, right? And there's a little bit then some technology involved after that conversation, so that you can bill the clients, and create a contract all in your terms as a business person, legitimately, your own self as a freelancer, as a business person, and then you can deliver because they are actually the right person, and you can actually get the results they want, right? And then you also, guys, you will feel much better with that, right? You'll feel much better by helping someone that actually is a good fit, that you have a good relationship with, right? That you can just relax, right? And like, hey, man, finally I find a client that I don't need to be all this, not being myself, right? You can just relax, just be yourself, just talk with them. Hey, bro, how's it going? Like what are the problems? This is what I've been doing. Here is my work. Like, tell me more of your problems. I can help you. Because then they will give you at the end use cases, testimonials, so you can build your portfolio. You can put that on your website. Then maybe you get referrals. You get other connections because people know you. People can, okay, this is the person. Can you show me his portfolio? His website is here. He's got proof. So you just get into a different category, completely differentiated from all the other job devs, right? Job devs, they just go in a company and they're just waiting for be told what to do, and they don't actually have nothing to offer or nothing to implement to actually help the business person get results. So I think that's like what I want you guys to be, in order for you to differentiate yourself in the market and make 10x more money than all the other small devs that they're still lost in their jobs, because there's so much money out there, bro. Like in here in Florida, there's so much money to be made, like so many companies, business owners that I've been here for maybe just 1 month, and I've already met all these people, and there's more, and I haven't even traveled much. And like in Europe as well, in England, in Germany, in France, like literally like in north of Europe as well. So that's so much money. But the problem is that these people that have money, they're struggling with time, right? So because they struggle with time, they're like, they cannot take time to go on LinkedIn, post a job. Hey, I want someone to help me this and that. They don't have time, right? So we need to find them, right? And find them and say, hey, guy, hey, rich person, hey, good person, hey, business person. It's me. Here, it's me. Finally, you found the right person, right? I can help you achieve your goals for sure, right? Here it is, the proof. Here is what's the plan? 1, 2, 3 equals your ideal result. So this is kind of what I've been doing that's been working, not only in my business, because I was a business developer before, working for other companies that I was not fulfilled. Also, I felt like, oh man, I'm here promoting something that I don't even agree with. And so then I was like, okay, I want to actually create something of my own that I'm passionate about it, and I'm going to be fully committed, make money from and get all the resources coming from that, because I'm completely dedicated and focused on that, not bogged down in other things that take away my energy for not much return, right? You can switch like I did, right? If you focus and if you have the right step-by-step process and accountability. Can you talk a little bit about accountability, Achim, please?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because so if I would be doing this on my own, or which I have tried before I met Hugo, like I didn't take it too serious. Sometimes I was like, right, I do it next month or next week. But if you have someone who's there also like always telling you, hey, did you do this and this, and did you send these messages? So it helped me definitely to stay on track and to actually focus on it and get it done. Otherwise I would have slacked off again and I would never gotten any clients And I also wanted to emphasize the mindset. So having the right mindset, knowing what your goal is in life, what you actually want to achieve is, I think, also very important. One of the most important steps to figure out who will help me a lot. So if you have that part, then the rest is going to be very easy as well.
Definitely. Mindset is so important, and most people overlook it because it's like mindset is like kind of subjective, right? But mindset it's basically how you think, right? How you think. If I work in McDonald's, right? If I work at McDonald's, I'm not even going to think about business. What are you talking about? Business, like business owners, speaking with people. No, man, I just want to return home, right? And sleep, and tomorrow I'm going to go back to the McDonald's again, right? But if you have a mindset of a business person, right? You're thinking about, oh yeah, tomorrow I have a meeting. Tomorrow I gotta speak with people, like who's my employees, who's my team, who's you're thinking completely different, right? And what you think, then there's behaviors because you're thinking about that, right? Then you have ideas, then you take action seriously, right? You make the proper analysis, right? And you just take action the right way to achieve your goals. So we basically came to the end of this session, because I really believe that this will automatically close by 10:30 my time here. So in 3 minutes. So I just want to tell you guys that I really like to do this, and my goal honestly is really helping software developers. Outside of the money, this is really what I want to do forever. I'm really passionate about it, and so
yes, very passionate. I can definitely testify to.
Yeah, and at the moment, I have some capacity to help. I'm only working with Achim, and I have a lot of time on my end because we already, built all these processes, and Achim's already got results. So now we're kind of working on delivery to renew these with these companies, right? Which is very important. Also includes, sales and how you're gonna actually convince them to pay, not hourly, right? To pay on a monthly basis, high tickets on your terms. Then you can systemize and build your own software to help different companies. So we're working on that right now, which is not taking massive time. So I do have space for helping devs get clients the way we did with Achim. So I'm going to share with you basically my booking system, because I'm thinking that if I work with people, it's not going to be more than 5 people. Honestly, guys, this is not scarcity mindset. This is honestly like true. My strategy for growth is to help people that I can help, get them results, get testimonials, and grow. So I'm not going to be working with more than 5 people. Maybe I can make an exception of 6 people, but I won't go more than that. I'm just telling you the truth. So the link to book a call with me is clientsforyou.pro/apply. I think it's slash. Clients for you with the 4. Maybe I can put on the chat
link
here.
Yeah.
And if you don't know where it is, we can just message me on LinkedIn. But it's clients for you with the 4.pro/ I'm not sure if this is a slash or a dash or whatever it is. This apply. I'm not sure when we're gonna do the next workshop like this. I don't really know, because again, most people here already that I worked in the past, they're already my friends. I really care about you guys. I want you guys to be the best and take all these B2B clients, because all these job people would just be left behind forever. They're very, very worried about all these things that don't matter, right? So I want you guys to win, but you need to take action with commitment. So thank you so much, guys. I hope this was very helpful to you. Anything, just message me on LinkedIn. Feel free to book a call as soon as possible. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Hugo.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you.
Hugo. We'll connect.
Thank you.
at 1909.
Yes.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.